Okay, well this is a brief video just to show how easy it is to put together a decent night vision add-on to go on the back of your scope. Some of the parts are here. First of all, there's the scope. This is a Hawke Digi Night Eye, and it's a little bit unusual in some respects, particularly because the illuminated reticle it sticks up out of the top of the eyepiece here and does potentially cause some problems. So that's the first part, your scope. Now you need the components to make the night vision. First thing really is a camera which is night vision compatible, as it will work with infrared light. One of the best about at the moment is this E700, which has come from Shaw 24, and they will supply it with a lens which is suitable for the purpose, a 16mm lens, and also with the infrared cut filter removed, so it's ready to go. You then need a way to actually view the images that the camera produces, and one of these little car reversing monitors is ideal. This particular one is a 4-inch one that's come from DX, dx.com, the website for all sorts of electrical bits and pieces. There are lots of others available, and there'll be links available for screens and all the other parts later on. So there we have it. We've got the main parts. We've got a scope, we've got a camera, and we've got a monitor, and now we have to fit them all together. Now the easy way of doing this, which makes it so simple, is using one of these waste connectors. This is a Flowplast unit. They're obtainable here from Screwfix, and the wonderful thing about this is that the inside of it is a perfect fit to take the camera. It drops straight in with a little push, and the camera actually butts up against that lip in there. So that's dead easy. And then to go onto the scope, we have a straight coupler. It's all for the same 40mm waste pipe. You can buy these from Screwfix and other outlets as well. Now when you buy these, this is the actual these units are designed to be fitted together with a solvent adhesive, so they're a loose fit, and they go in tight, well, tighten up at the very last moment. That's not really ideal for what we want. It's nice to be able to have in my mind, something which you can actually adjust, and you can move it about as you want to. So what I've done here is this one has got one or two turns of black insulating tape on it, and that makes it a fairly tight fit, so that can be pushed in and left exactly where you want it, and it will stay there. Once you've got it in the right place, it's quite easy to just put some insulating tape around the whole thing, and that will keep it solid. Now the Night Eye scope itself, as I said, has that rather awkward bulge on the top, and so to get around that, I have simply cut out of the coupler, not particularly neatly it seems, a piece so that it will slide over. The cutouts locate against the edge of the reticle turret there, so when that's put on, that will always go in exactly the same place, and once the camera housing is set up properly, that will also go back in the same place. So that will fit your camera onto the scope. Once you've done that, you also need to fit your monitor, and you're going to need to fit a torch. Now the easiest way I found of doing this is with one of these figure 8 clamps. and there is one actually fitted onto the front of this scope. The clamp is cut off, the one ring is cut away, and this remaining part is fixed onto the scope. It gives two Weaver rails, one either side. One takes the torch and the other takes the monitor. These are the monitor comes with a little foot or stand, and the easiest way I've found to fit those is to take a spare Weaver mount. That is cut off across the top and filed flat. I do it in a milling machine, but a hacksaw and file is just as good. And then the flat portion is stuck onto the bottom of the foot. In this instance, it's just stuck on with the adhesive pad that comes with the monitor. But what it does mean is that it's quite easy to the monitor just clips onto the side like that. It can all be done by hand, and then the screen can be adjusted to suit you. Obviously, the actual mount on the scope can be rotated as well if that's what you need to get it just right. The camera that comes from Shure has what is known as a BNC plug on the end of it. The monitor comes with phono plugs, so you will also need one of these BNC to phono adapters. Just click on there, and it's a matter of yellow to yellow to connect those together. The monitor has 3 sockets on it. The red one here is for the PAL. The white and yellow, normally video. The yellow one is the one which is normally used, so the white is actually redundant. So the other thing that you're going to need is a battery pack of some sort. The original supply of the Chinese 12 volt CCT batteries has become a bit more difficult with the problems with customs and lithium batteries. This one, which is nicely wrapped in duct tape, is one that I put together using 3 18650 cells, and it's wired up so that I can use a balance charger on it and charge all the cells to exactly the same voltage, and it has the normal socket for charging and the plug for the power. In actual fact, this is the wires, the switch and the LED are removed from a failed one of the blue Chinese batteries. It is also possible to use a battery from a radio control model aircraft and the like. They are the right voltage, but you will need to sort out a different connector. If you know anything about the radio controlled batteries, then you'll know how to do that. The other thing that you will need is a power splitter. These are very easily available, and they just give you 2 12 volt outlets, one to power the camera and one to power the monitor. Last thing that is quite useful is a sell on eBay. It's a stock ammo pouch, and it goes onto the stock and holds the battery, and you can put the spare wires in it out of the way. Okay, now in this particular instance, the camera comes from Shure. They sell it with a 16mm lens. My preference is for something with a slightly longer focal length, so I'm going to change the lens over. These original lenses focus by screwing the lens in and out of the housing. When it's delivered, what you will see is that there is a little tiny hole in it, and there's a lock screw in there, which you will have to remove before you can either focus it or remove the lens. This is another lens which I had laying around. It's actually I think a better quality one, and it has a zoom. It zooms from 9 to 22 millimeters focal length. It is rated for infrared light, and it's f1.4, so it does let quite a lot of light through. So I'm just going to screw that in there, tighten it down, just nip it down. This one has two screws in there to lock it. This one zooms from wide angle to telephoto, and this one does the focusing. Now, to fit this, it's just pressed into the this half of the Flowplast coupling. Just press it in gently with let's just move it around slightly, with your thumbs holding it, so that it goes down, and that will sit nicely on the rebate that's cut in there. What I have already done with this one is just take a hacksaw, cut down the side of the tube to allow a little space for the cable to come out, and then that can be screwed back on. As things are, we want to really leave this off at the moment, because we may need to go into the menu for settings. There's a little joystick there which controls or sets all of the different functions in the camera. So this is the way the camera goes. That is the top, bottom, left, right. So I'm going to just fit that onto the scope, and just gently put the camera into place. Now we have the power lead, so that's the power on the camera. This is the power on the monitor. Connect together the two video leads, and then connect the battery, the power supply, to both. These things will run on up to about 12 volts. They will also run at lower voltages as well, but I just prefer to run them at 12. Just going to take off the protective film on the camera. And so as I power it on, we actually see that there are the image of the crosshairs, and because I have previously done this, it's nicely focused, and the actual crosshairs themselves are sharp. This is the Hawke SR6 reticle, which I quite like. It's got the multi-aim points, and it's actually fairly bold. We can see here that it's not quite centered, and it's slightly twisted to one side. Mentioned earlier when we were talking about how this goes together. By twisting the housing and moving it slightly, we can see that we can get it centered how we want to, and there we go. As I said, with the slightly longer focal length lens, it does give a zoomed in image. With the 16mm lens, you would see a little bit more of the field of view of the scope, but essentially what this is doing is, if I run my scope on, say, 3 times magnification, what I'm viewing on the screen is approximately 4 times. So it gives a little bit of extra magnification, but allows the scope to be at its lowest setting, and therefore that can be letting in more light than would be the case if you ran it at high magnification. So knowing that that is okay, that can be screwed on, and checking you'll just put some tape around there and hold it all together, and there we have it. That is a night vision system actually set up and ready to go. With this, the stock ammo pouch, the battery can just slip in there with the connection coming out. If you have spare leads, you can roll them up into it, zip it up, and everything is kept together fairly tidily and out of the way. That does make it a fairly useful accessory. Now, of course, with night vision, the requirement is to have decent infrared light, and the simple thing here is to fit a torch onto the other side of the scope from where the monitor goes, and that is then quite accessible for if you need to change power settings or zoom it slightly, just to get the right amount of coverage and illumination. So I hope that sort of brief run through show that it's quite simple to put this sort of thing together, and the only tools that have been used in assembling this basically is a hacksaw and a file. That's all that you really need to use. The hacksaw cut the slot in there to let the cable through, and also just to cut the top off the scope mount to fit onto the monitor. It's very quick to do, and you need no tools other than that. Now, obviously, some people may think that these loose cables are a bit unsightly, and indeed they are, and it's quite possible to neaten it up and make quite a good job of that, as long as you are actually fairly competent with a soldering iron, because the actual cables in here, the conductors, are very, very fine, and it's quite difficult to strip them. You can't easily shorten this bit between here and the camera, but you can cut it from this side and join. You can either solder them together and heat shrink wrap round them, or you can, if you want to, put them into something like a plastic project box, use a bit of printed circuit board to wire everything together, put your battery in there as well with switches and all the rest of it. But that really is the next stage, and as long as this is actually taped up and you're not catching your hands on it, or it's not catching on branches and brambles, then after all, you're using it in the dark, and who's going to see it? So you can put together a very effective and useful piece of night vision equipment in minutes, basically, and with no real skill involved. Just a hacksaw, something like, and a file maybe, and that's it done. You don't need to be an electronics wizard, and you don't need a fully equipped workshop. So hopefully now the guy